Hello, good morning. This is video log entry 113, I believe, and currently it's 11:30 a.m. CST. I've been taking a little bit of break because my yearly cold came in. I still have sinuses and a slight migraine. I think part of the migraine is due to the fact that I haven't been hydrating myself as much as I usually do. I had a lot of coffee this morning. Well, I had 2 cups, and I didn't drink as much water as I usually do in the morning. Same old stuff. Has been pretty slow. Not much going on other than the fact that a couple of interesting things going on at work. Working in a city, you're expected to run into a heroin addict here and there, and I ran into my first one in the one of the bathrooms that I was closing up one night with some other guy, and yeah, it was interesting. I had to call the police and potentially ambulance because this guy had a bunch of needles lined up along one of the stalls, and he was doing a bunch of crazy stuff that did not make any sense. Anybody said obviously because he was on drugs, so it didn't make any sense. And he said he was going to leave at like 8:08 or something, and he it was during a full moon as well, and he said he was doing some kind of weird full moon ritual. I was like, oh my god. But so this dude was just butt naked. He had his clothes on the side against one of the stall doors, just like hanging on the stall door, and he had a bike and everything, and he looked pretty healthy. He was fit, and he didn't seem like he was a drug addict, but maybe he was. I don't know. I honestly don't know what the fuck this guy was on. I was really confused that night, but anyways, yeah, I had to wait 30 minutes and call the ambulance. The ambulance came in before the police, and they tried to get him out, and he eventually left 13 minutes after he said he was going to leave, which was at around 8:21. And he just biked away. He put his clothes on and he just biked away. He left the needles there, and he actually put them in a bottle, so he was being considered as well. So it's like, what the fuck? Because obviously it was supposed to go into the trash, and if you just left them uncovered without anything there, most people probably put it in a bag, but a bottle would make more sense. It was like a smart water bottle, which is dense, and it would be hard for anything to pierce it, or for the needles obviously it would be virtually impossible. So it's like how is this guy on drugs and he's being so goddamn thoughtful at the same time? I was just really confused that night. So it was really weird, and the police finally came in, and they came in after he left, so it was pointless calling them. But just in case, if he decided to instigate anything, he didn't have any weapons or anything like that. I don't know. But yeah, I've been running into a lot of interesting things here and there, so that's cool. Another interesting story to put under my belt. I may forget it next year. I may just forget that it ever happened because it may just become a normal thing for me. Just seeing weird shit like that all the time. Yeah. It seemed like the guy I was working with it seemed like he was traumatized from it. For me, I just thought it was cool. Because I haven't seen that before. But yeah, so other than that, I've been looking for more jobs as usual, trying to. And I haven't been as productive. I tried to be a little bit productive yesterday. I applied for 2 positions, and I want to study for that exam that I was thinking about going, even though I don't know, I'm gonna try out. I'm gonna at least go to the exam, even though my supervisor scheduled me for that day, so I may have to call out that he's. But at the same time, I don't know, it's kind of a dilemma now at this point because I didn't contact him. He usually gives me the schedule on Wednesdays, but he decided to do it on Monday, so I thought I had some time, and that was kind of my fault for procrastinating because I knew about the date earlier. So I don't know if I'm going to either show up for work and just not go to the exam, or just not show up for go to the exam. I'm not sure yet, but I kind of want overtime because I need money and all that, and I don't know if I'm going to, what's the point of going to an exam if you know you're not going to follow through with it? And, it's a commitment, even though it's a lot of money. I'd prefer dealing with the instability of not knowing what my career is for the time being and being paid less than going somewhere for a commitment and putting all my time into something that I don't really want. It's still an enticing offer, so yeah. Anyways, other than that, I've been thinking about a handle name for my YouTube channel that I decided to make, and I thought of one. I don't know, I may change it because I don't know, it's hard to make a non-cringy YouTube channel. I think most YouTube channels that have a particular purpose And when you want those people to know that particular purpose, if you're marketing your channel, then you want your name to be yeah, to kind of what's the word, describe what you're doing. So it's I think it's going to end up being a cringy name anyway, so it's whatever. And I wrote a description for it. The description's good enough. I mean, it's just a channel focused on higher mathematics, like with a few focuses in mind for the time being, not too high. It's not like I'm going to be doing stuff on like category theory and anything like that, because category theory would require more prerequisites like abstract algebra and understanding group theory to an extent, and that's like one of the more modernized subjects in mathematics for the time being. I forgot there was like a Emily Rye or something. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. It's applied to computer science as well, so I may get into that later. But I have a lot of other things to worry about, like making money, and I'll be doing stuff like just standard like discrete math stuff and probably differential equations analysis. I've done real analysis stuff before. I haven't done complex analysis. I don't have a book on complex analysis, and I have a lot of books from home that I could get for linear algebra and analysis that I'd had to get my parents to mail to me. And like I said, I was doing discrete mathematics, and combinatorics is under discrete mathematics, which is what I've been talking about. Probability and statistics probably for data analysis stuff, and it's kind of interesting stuff. I'm not as interested in probability statistics as something like combinatorics, but it's still good to know, I guess. It's obviously very practical. And yeah, I was looking at different. I may start off with like different proof techniques, which is actually a good way to start off if you're a channel primarily focused on higher mathematics. Going over like proof by contradiction, proof by contrapositive, direct proofs, proof by exhaustion, proof by cases. I think those are like the biggest ones. Did I miss one? I guess mathematical induction as well. Yeah, those are like the big six. I think I said six, but whatever. Yeah. So it's like, I may focus on, just going over the concepts, describing what those are. And I mean, everybody knows what a direct proof is, I would hope, at the very least. It's basically just starting off of one proposition and then ending out to another through implications. So that's the simplest one you can do. And then contradiction's obviously pretty simple. Is basically assuming something to be true and then finding a contradiction through that line of logic, and if it ends out coming up with a contradiction through that proposition, or by assuming that proposition is true, then it must be false. So that's cool. Those are like the easiest ones to do. And then I forgot what the contraposition is. I forgot how that works. I've never really, those are the big ones. Obviously mathematical induction is another one that I've used a lot, but I use direct contradiction and and induction. So those are the ones I really just had to use in most of my mathematical endeavors. I never had to use exhaustion, but I think exhaustion was actually it was popularized by Archimedes when he was studying the geometry of spheres and all that stuff, which required calculus, but he didn't know what calculus was. So he used exhaustion as a method to kind of prove that like the volume of a sphere was like 4/3 pi r cubed or something. And like he did the same thing with cones. I think what he did for spheres, Archimedes, when he was trying to understand why it was 4/3 pi r cubed, which is kind of hard to really do without calculus. I've done it without calculus a couple of times. It's interesting. You can just kind of understand the trend of where okay, I guess it is still calculus because you're looking at a limit and seeing where it's trending towards, and it happens to be 4 over 3 pi r cubed. And, you know, you could do the same thing with the area of a sphere, which is 4 pi r squared. And it's just calculus, basically. But you could do it without calculus through... you can, I don't know. It's basically, it's still calculus. I think Archimedes knew. He was using calculus without realizing it. I'm not sure. I didn't really understand. Didn't study his method of... It's easy to do with calculus, obviously, because you could just use integrals and whatnot. So, it's a good mathematical tool, but... Yeah. What was I talking about? I don't know. I was just kind of going off on a tangent, but yeah. And I guess I said I was going to make a video on my channel. I don't know if I want to link it yet, but once I feel better about the description and also my introductory video that I'm going to have for the channel, then I think I'll probably just link it to this channel in the channel description. So yeah, I don't know, I've been feeling pretty, I'm still sick, so like I've been low on energy, and I've been meaning to be more productive recently, but maybe I'll take a midday nap, and I think Corey wanted to hang out today, so probably hang out with him over at a cafe, because he just recently found a new job, and he's I don't know, like he's doing research for some kind of home agency or property agency. I'm not 100% sure, but he basically, it's pretty laid back. It's like, it's a hybrid job. He goes to the office like 2 days, and then 3 days he works from home. So we can just like chill at a cafe for those 3 days and just stay in regular contact with his manager. And it seems like his manager is not too pushy about communication. So that's really nice. He doesn't really he's not super nosy, which is nice to have. I mean, his pay is decent, but I think what he's hoping to do is that he can put that under his resume, and either that or just go up the ladder within whatever that agency is. I don't know what he's planning on doing, but the pay isn't amazing, but it's a little bit more fulfilling than, you know, working for a park district and, you know, maintaining facilities, but yeah. Yep. I don't know what else I guess that's it. I guess that's it. I just hope I find another job pretty soon, because I have a decent amount of money, but I'd rather, you know, just be continuous. I don't like having to be worried about being unemployed, and I think I'd only get like $94 per week of unemployment, which is about $400 per month if I do become unemployed. And you know, I have a lot of options and safety nets, so like I'm not too concerned, but you know, that still tends to cross my mind. I know I'll be fine regardless, but you know, just general stress stuff about adulting. Anyways, I think that's it for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.